Let's jump right into it. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely fascinating. We're going to completely deconstruct the mechanics of reprogramming the subconscious mind. Specifically, we're taking a magnifying glass to a really popular 7-hour wealth manifestation sleep hypnosis track created by Marisa Peer. Instead of just letting these kinds of audios play in the background while we snooze, we're going to shine a bright light on the actual script, the psychology, and the structure of what is literally being fed into the brain for 7 straight hours. It's a super revealing look at how auditory cues and guided imagery attempt to entirely rewrite our baseline relationship with money. So, how do you manifest wealth while you sleep? I mean, it sounds almost like a magic trick, doesn't it? But when you actually break down the source material, you realize it's not magic at all. It's a highly structured psychological conditioning process. By asking this question, we're setting a totally objective, almost clinical tone for this explainer. We aren't here to debate whether you're going to wake up with $1 million under your pillow. We're just here to objectively analyze the specific methods this audio uses to essentially bypass your conscious mind and rewrite your deepest financial beliefs. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. First, the foundation of natural tuning. Second, entering profound hypnosis. Third, making wealth familiar. Fourth, engaging the senses. And finally, the power of I am. Starting things off with Section 1, the foundation of natural tuning. Before a single word is even spoken on the track, the audio establishes an auditory baseline using 432 Hz. Now, this specific frequency holds a traditional association with natural tuning. It's strategically designed to create this incredibly calm, deeply receptive auditory environment. Literally, before the narrator even asks you to close your eyes, this natural tuning is already doing the heavy lifting, slowing your brainwaves down, softening up those conscious defenses, so that the instructions coming up can really take root in a completely relaxed mind. With that auditory stage set, we move right into Section 2, entering profound hypnosis. And this brilliantly illustrates the actual physical mechanics of the induction process. The script uses an exact physical sequence to trigger that subconscious state. You are instructed to roll your eyes up, literally looking up as if you're trying to see into your own eyebrows, even in the dark. Then, as you take these deep breaths, holding your eyeballs up, you're told to close your eyelids right down over them. After that, you drop your chin and visualize walking down a flight of 10 steps. You take step 10, letting every muscle completely turn loose. As the narrator counts down to step 1, the sound of your own heartbeat and breathing supposedly pulls you deeper and deeper into a state where your mind just accepts every single word being spoken. It is a very physical, mechanical lowering down into the subconscious. Once you're completely under, the track shifts gears into Section 3, making wealth familiar. This is the absolute psychological core of the reprogramming. The source material points out a really powerful rule. Your mind is hardwired to run towards what is familiar and run far away from what is unfamiliar. Think about it. For a lot of people, fear and stress about where that next paycheck is coming from, that's the familiar state. Wealth, on the other hand, might feel totally weird, uncomfortable, or just completely unknown. So the audio explicitly tells the listener that their one job is to make the feelings of wealth, being calm, bountiful, secure, abundant, the new familiar. By repeatedly visualizing a life totally free of financial fear, the track is basically trying to flip the script, making poverty the uncomfortable unknown, and abundance the safe, familiar known. Now, just understanding that intellectually isn't quite enough, which leads us to Section 4. Engaging the senses. The audio forces you to experience wealth physically. You know how some people act like money is a dirty word or has a bad vibe? Well, the narrator challenges that head on, asking, if we love the smell of vanilla candles, or fresh sheets, or summer coconut, why on earth can't we love the smell of money? The script tells you to literally imagine smelling fresh, crisp notes. You are told to vividly imagine what it tastes like to eat much better food. Auditorily, you're prompted to hear happy customers praising your product, saying, this is the best money I ever spent. And perhaps most importantly, you are guided to hear your very own voice sounding incredibly self-assured, strong, and confident when discussing your rates. It enlists literally every sense to make the concept of money a tangible, physical reality in your brain. But there's a really fascinating warning in the script about setting vague goals. It introduces this concept of X-ray vision. The narrator points out that so many people say they want things like, oh, I want to open a restaurant, without actually realizing it's a grueling 12-hour-a-day job where you're ordering food at 6 in the morning and waiting around for deliveries. To truly manifest, the audio insists you absolutely have to look at your desires with X-ray vision. You have to look over it, beyond it, and completely through it. You're not just picturing a vague pile of cash, you are required to clearly see the everyday reality, the hard work, the actual product you're creating, and the specific skill set you are going to monetize. Which brings us to the final, most repetitive stage. Section 5, the power of I am. What's really interesting here is the incredibly vivid metaphor the script uses to explain identity framing. It tells the listener that the mind learns by repetition. And crucially, your subconscious mind doesn't actually care if what you tell it is true or false, good or bad. It just lets it right in. To quote the source exactly, it's like putting butter on hot toast. The toast cannot reject the hot butter. By bypassing the critical conscious mind through hypnosis, these new beliefs just melt right into the subconscious without facing a single ounce of judgment or rejection. So what exactly is that hot butter being applied to the mind? It is an overwhelming, relentless barrage of I am statements. The script notes that the words that follow I am follow you. Listen to this rapid-fire conditioning. I am attracting wealth. I am monetizing my unique skill set. I am a person who easily increases wealth. I am a master manifester. The audio repeats variations of these phrases dozens, if not hundreds of times, in a massive attempt to completely overwrite your old identity and permanently wire in this brand new, abundantly confident persona. Now, obviously, doing this just one time isn't going to rewrite a lifetime of financial anxiety. Right at the very beginning, the script explicitly instructs listeners that this entire 7-hour audio must be played every single night for at least 21 days. Repetition is absolutely key here. The mind learns by repetition, and 21 consecutive nights is the prescribed dosage for making wealth your new, comfortable, familiar. So that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought to wrap up this explainer. We've seen just how meticulously this script is engineered, from the 432 Hz tuning to the physical induction, the sensory engagement, and those relentless affirmations. But here's the thing. Whether you actually listen to sleep hypnosis or not, your own inner monologue is running constantly. If your subconscious mind accepts what it hears without any judgment, literally like butter on hot toast, what are you feeding it every single day? It's definitely something to think about. Pay close attention to the stories you tell yourself today.